A lot of us were taught how to apologize wrong. Maybe we're taught to apologize so we don't have to deal with some sort of consequence, or we were forced and then it wasn't genuine. So we are taught how to give disingenuous apologies, and they are empty apologies, and we do this to either people please or out of fear or because we want to make the problem go away. But an apology is not a preventative. It's to take responsibility of our wrongdoings without expecting anything in return. This can be hard for a lot of people because ego tries to come in and gets in the way. Ego wants to remove the feeling of shame or guilt and does not want it to be a reality. So ego comes in and says, okay, I'll make them feel better by making it appear that I'm apologizing, but also make myself feel better by not taking full accountability. And your ego, and you will do this a few different ways. One is by explaining yourself. So explaining yourself is basically a way for you to be like, please accept what I'm saying and give me and make me feel better for the thing that I did and understand me. So it's me. This is where you explain why you did the action. So your goal is to be understood and to make sure this is a people-pleasing action, to make sure that there's no issues and they still like you and they won't abandon you or have a problem with you. The next is defending yourself. So it's similar to explaining yourself, but you'll be defending yourself where you'll be maybe a little bit more aggressive, or you'll be more on the attack. You want to give excuses for why you did what you did, and you more so aggressively want to be understood, and you feel justified to a certain degree of why you did what you did. So explaining yourself is more passive and more people-pleasing. Defending yourself is more aggressive and feels justified. The next one is say, I'm sorry if, or I'm sorry you. This shows that you are belittling the other person's experience or trying to remove yourself from the incident. If you ever have to say I'm sorry if, even if you weren't sure how the person feels, it's not a genuine apology. You shouldn't even bother saying it to begin with. Only apologize when you know what you did and you can take accountability, because that is genuine. The next is expecting something out of it. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna apologize so this person stops being mad at me, or this person will give me this thing, they'll give me a ride, they'll do something, this problem will be over with and I no longer have to deal with this person being mad at me. You're expecting something in return for doing this favor of apologizing. The last is blaming the other person and turning it on them. So you're like, you know, you caused this, you did this, you're at fault. That makes us feel better of saying like, hey, you were the one who really did this and it's on you, it's not on me. So all those things will cause issues long term because the person can feel it's disingenuous. That's why, you know, the YouTubers' apologies, why people rip them to shreds, is because there's always defending or excuses or explaining themselves, and so because of that they're like, this isn't a genuine apology. We have to learn how to sell a genuine apology, and so how to give a genuine apology is take accountability. Before you even go up to the person, own what you did, and your ego will come up and try to defend you, or you'll feel really bad about it. You'll feel that shame, you'll feel that guilt. It's okay to feel a little shame and a little guilt. You did do something wrong and we just have to own it. It's okay. Shame helps us and guilt helps us, like not toxic shame or toxic guilt, but a little bit of shame and guilt helps us to right our wrongs and see what's appropriate in society. And so when you own you did that wrong, then you can right those wrongs and you can really feel that empathy and that compassion and putting yourself in that person's shoes and be like, wow, that must really hurt, or that must really suck. It's taking yourself out of the equation and really thinking about the other person. So take that accountability and don't like beat yourself up or be too harsh with yourself. Just say, wow, I messed up. I did X, Y, and Z. And it's okay to make mistakes. That's the thing, is that the mistake may be messed up, but you will make mistakes. You are human and that is okay. So own it, take accountability. So the next is to feel remorseful and sympathetic. So genuinely feel what you have done and the consequences of those actions. And then when you reach out to that person, you're able to take that accountability and really truly show that you are sorry, because you feel that remorse even before you reach out to them. Now, when you reach out to them, it needs to be a basic apology. Give zero explanation. Just say, I am sorry for X, Y, and Z. That is it. Only give an explanation if you are asked, or if maybe something comes up later on, if you want to, kind of dissect it more, maybe if they're open to hearing why, then you can do it. But nobody wants to hear your excuses of why you did it. In that moment, you wronged them. They don't care about why you did it. It's more so they want that accountability, and you will see people will feel a lot more relieved, and they're more willing to hear you and your side later on when that negative feeling has subsided. And when I mean later on, it could be the day, it could be later in the week, it could be maybe a few weeks, whatever it is. Just wait for them to want to hear why. Maybe they don't want to hear why, and that's okay. It's not about you. It's really about making amends and making up for the wrong that you did. It will come out later at the right time, or something will click where maybe a situation happens or a conversation happens where something will come up and you will be understood, but your immediate response shouldn't be to be understood, it's to be understanding. And the last thing is, don't expect anything in return. An apology is just for you to own what you did and to not get anything back from that person. That person can do whatever they want with that apology, whether that's accepting it and moving forward, whether that's cutting you out of their life, whether it's that you have to do extra to make amends. It's more than just doing the apology. Then that's up to you, and depending on what you did. And obviously some people, when it comes to apologies, like, they'll take it too far. They'll maybe try to punish you more than the crime was, and that's a whole other topic. But try to make amends with your actions as well, not just apologizing and acting like it's all good and that they're gonna just forgive you. Like, you don't always deserve forgiveness, and people are not always going to forgive you, and that's okay. You just have to own it. Doesn't mean to shame yourself or beat up yourself. It's just like, I did this thing and I may not get that forgiveness, or I may not have that relationship again, and you learn from it and you move on. You don't make that mistake again in your future relationships. But relationships are not always going to be repaired just because you apologize. There's always extra things that you have to do to repair the relationship. And again, like I said, that is up to you and the person that you wronged, and you got to ask them, I'm sorry, I did X, Y, and Z. What is it that I can do to make it up for you? How can I right this wrong? So accept whatever the consequence is and just own it. And that's truly how you genuinely apologize. And make sure you don't let ego get in the way, and put your ego to the side. And you can absolutely soothe yourself, and like I said, you don't beat yourself up and just be like, yeah, I messed up. And it's okay to mess up. It truly is. It's just, how do you come back from it? Like, me personally, not everyone's like this, but I don't judge people based on the mistakes they make. I judge them based on how they come back from those mistakes. And obviously there's limits. If someone does something drastic, it's completely different. But majority of mistakes, it's really not the mistake, it's how you come back that truly matters. So what do you guys think? Leave it on the comments below. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone that you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. I feel like I look like Wednesday Addams today. What am I doing? And please don't forget to... Oh, sorry. I don't like that hair. That's bothering me. I did it. I finished.